If you've ever felt like your past is a life sentence or that your mistakes will always define you, this video is for you. How's it going? My name is Melvin. First video on this channel. I do have another channel called Hustlez Empire. Now, I'm not here to sell you a fantasy or tell you I got rich overnight. I'm here to share my real story from college dreams in the streets of the suburbs, in the streets of Chicago, to max security, Illinois impact incarceration program, and finally, learning high income skills online. No hype, no sugarcoating, just the truth about what it takes to start over and build something real. If you're ready to hear how I went from wanting to be a U.S. Marshal to facing 8 years in prison, to getting a second chance in boot camp, to building a new life online, stick with me. Because if I can do this, so can you. Let me start with something most people don't know about me. Before any of this, before the streets, before prison, I actually went to college. I graduated in 2013 with an Associate's in Science or Criminal Justice degree. My dream, I wanted to be a U.S. Marshal. I was passionate about law enforcement and making a difference, about doing things the right way. But life has a way of testing you. Even with my degree, even with my goals, I made choices that took me down a different path. I share this because I want you to know you can have dreams. You can have education and still end up lost if you make the wrong moves or if life hits you hard. After college, I got caught up in the streets, here in the suburbs and in Chicago. I was running with the wrong crowd, making the wrong choices, caught up in survival mode. The streets taught me how to hustle, but they also set me up for a hard fall. Eventually, my decisions caught up with me, and I found myself locked up in Division I, max security in Chicago. If you've ever been there, Division I is a place where hope goes to die. You feel forgotten, angry, and like your future's already been decided for you. I was facing 8 years in prison. That number weighed on me every single day. Over time, my sentence was reduced from 8 years to 6 to 5, but it still felt like a mountain I'd never climbed. But then Illinois offered me a second chance, the Impact Incarceration Program, or IIP. This was a boot camp program for offenders with sentences of 8 years or less. The deal was simple. Survive 4 months of boot camp and you walk out with a clean slate. Mess up and you're sent to prison to serve your full sentence. I knew this was my shot, but it wasn't going to be easy. I was shipped to Statesville in Joliet to process, then down to Vienna, Illinois, and finally to Dixon Springs for boot camp. When I arrived at IIP, I was close to 300 pounds heavy, slow, and out of shape. Boot camp was brutal. 4 a.m. wake-ups, endless PT, obstacle courses, and constant yelling. The program was designed to break you down, test your discipline, and see if you can handle real change. At boot camp, they assigned jobs based on behavior. I did my best to stay respectful and keep my head down. And it paid off. I landed a commissary job. My job was selling coffee and snacks to correctional officers at the Vienna prison down the road from the boot camp. It was a good gig, one of the best you can get as an inmate or as a boot camper. But even with a good job, you're never safe from drama. Let me tell you about a day that almost cost me everything and the pain that came with it. There was another inmate who worked with me. His name was Inmate Robinson. He'd leave to work out and leave me alone during lunch rush hour. I always covered for him, saying he was in the restroom, just looking out for him. One day after he left me alone again, I confronted him and told him not to do that anymore. I think he thought I was gonna tell on him, so he set me up real smooth. He grabbed a broom, started sweeping the halls, then came back and told me, C.O. Johnson said you can have whatever you want. I fell for it. I unwrapped a honey bun, put it on a napkin. Minutes later, the correctional officer came in, saw the honey bun behind the counter and questioned me. He didn't let me explain. Next thing I knew, I was shackled and taken back to wait for my boot camp officers. I was smoked with intense physical training, motivation detail, holding logs, running obstacle courses, you name it. I was terrified because I knew that if I got kicked out of boot camp, I'd be sent to prison to serve my full 5-year sentence. After finally getting a chance to speak my side, the other inmate admitted he lied on me. We both received a 21-day extension and daily punishments, loss of jobs, the worst details, and constant physical strain. That extension meant I missed my son's first birthday. I was supposed to get out March 8th, but instead I got out March 29th. My son's birthday was March 25th. I can't even describe how much that hurt. I remember laying in my bunk, knowing I was missing his first birthday and feeling like I failed him. That pain hit me harder than any physical punishment. It was a hard lesson in consequences, responsibility, and the cost of mistakes, even when you're trying to do right. Those extra 21 days were some of the hardest of my life. Every day was punishment, hard labor, no privileges, and no trust. But I made a decision. I wasn't going to let this break me. I started using every challenge as fuel. I lost weight, got stronger, and learned to push myself past my limits. Bootcamp taught me that discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about getting back up every time you get knocked down. By the time I finished IIP, I was a different person. I had a new mindset, a new body, and a new respect for myself. When I got out, I thought the hard part was over. But the real world is its own kind of boot camp. Employers see your record and turn you away. Old friends want you back in the same mess. I went back to my old 9 to 5. But every day felt like I was waiting for someone to judge me or let me go. I knew I needed something different. I needed a real shot at a new life. One night, I looked at my son sleeping and thought, he deserves better. I have to be better. That moment hit me hard. I made a promise to myself. I'd do whatever it took to build a new life. No shortcuts, no excuses. I started searching for ways to make money online. It was overwhelming, so much noise, so many scams, so many fake promises. Then I ran into an ad from Franklin Hatchett for a course teaching affiliate marketing, email marketing, blogging, and more. It was called Savage Affiliates. The course cost $300, a lot of money for me at the time, but I took the risk and invested in myself. It took me a while to go through the course. I didn't just binge watch, the videos. I followed each step, one at a time. I made sure to implement as I learned, not just digest the information. That's what made the difference. At first, it was slow. My first attempts were messy, but with every step I took, things started to click. Affiliate marketing and email marketing became second nature. I actually enjoyed the process, seeing real progress as I put in the work. I still remember the first dollar I made online. It wasn't about the money. It was about proving to myself that I could do this, that I could build something real with my own two hands. From that $1, I knew I could make 100. And from 100, I knew I could keep going. It wasn't easy. I made mistakes. I fell for scams. I got discouraged. But every small win pushed me forward. I won't lie, there were times I almost gave up. I relapsed into old habits. I doubted myself. I felt like an imposter. But I remember what IIP taught me. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about getting back up every time you fall. Over time, I started to see real progress. I built routines, waking up early, setting goals, tracking my wins. I stopped chasing quick money and focused on learning real skills. The biggest breakthrough was realizing my past didn't have to define my future. Today, I'm not rich or famous, but I'm free. I'm building something real, step by step. I'm a better dad, a better man, and I'm committed to helping others who feel stuck like I did. If you're watching this, I want you to know you can do this too. Your story isn't over. It's just getting started. Here's what I want you to remember from my story. Your past is not your prison. Small wins matter more than big dreams. Focus on progress, not perfection. Discipline beats motivation every single time. Learn one skill at a time and implement as you go. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. When you fall, get back up. That's real strength. If you're ready to start your comeback, drop a comment below. I'm starting my comeback. I'll reply to every single one of them. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Your story isn't over. You have the power to write the next chapter. If I can do it, so can you. Subscribe for more real stories, practical skills, and no BS advice. And if you want to see exactly how I learned affiliate marketing from scratch and email marketing, just head on over to my other channel, hustlezempire.com. Remember, redemption starts with a single step. And don't forget this, hustle hard today so you can play hard tomorrow. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.